Eyes were on Southeast Texas tonight as Governor Abbott gave a keynote speech at the annual Beaumont Chamber of Commerce meeting. Less than 24 hours after issuing a new executive order that puts restrictions on businesses that implement vaccine mandates. Now, it's a direct challenge to the Biden administration's vaccine mandate. Abbott's order says businesses have to allow vaccine exemptions for religious and medical reasons. The order also says that people who have had COVID can use that as a reason to request an exemption. But where does that put companies who've already put mandates in place? And what is Governor Abbott's plan to fight the imminent challenges? Amelia White joins us live with what the governor had to say tonight.
Dage, Governor Greg Abbott did not address his executive order banning vaccine mandates during his speech, but I was able to ask him a few questions before he got on stage about the motivation behind the order many are calling controversial.
On Monday, Governor Greg Abbott banned any entity in the state, including private businesses, from mandating vaccines for workers or customers.
I wanted to provide clarity, saying in Texas, the only order that exists is the one that I issued, and that is there is no mandate in Texas.
He says he wants Texans to have a choice.
They should not have to make that decision. So I wanted to make clear in Texas that no one can be required to take a vaccine.
In the order, Governor Abbott, who was vaccinated, says vaccines have always been strongly encouraged, but the Biden administration is, quote, bullying private entities into imposing mandates.
Talked to countless Texans in every region of the state who were literally crying because they were faced with two difficult choices. Were they going to be able to continue to earn a livelihood, or were they going to not be able to have money to pay their bills because they were forced to take a shot?
With elections around the corner, we asked political science associate professor at Lamar University, James Nelson, if this was an election move.
COVID restrictions and vaccine mandates are very unpopular with the Republican primary voting base. So this is partially to shore up his primary campaign to ensure that he gets the Republican nomination for governor in this next election cycle.
But Governor Abbott says otherwise.
This is a move to help restore freedom to individuals to make their own choice about whether or not they will receive a vaccine.
Although Abbott didn't touch on the mask mandate, he touched on how Texas economy is thriving and bragged on Texas' big workforce.
And the Texas economy is even larger than the economy of Russia. And that makes me more powerful than Putin.
And Dage, you know, Governor Abbott really took his time on stage just highlighting how important Southeast Texas is to the economy. The Port of Beaumont is also actually the 4th largest port in the U.S.